Every year, ships sink, storms rage, and lives hang in the balance, and the only thing standing between chaos and survival are lifeboats. Here's the hidden truth. Lifeboats are far beyond the understanding of the untrained eye. Some are so advanced they can survive monster waves and stormy seas that would destroy most vessels. However, the secrets behind their design are rarely seen outside rescue circles. Today we reveal how these 15 high-tech lifeboats, from Britain's RNLI to the US Coast Guard, are rewriting what it means to defy the ocean itself. Meet the heavyweight champion of Britain's coastlines, the Severn class lifeboat. Stretching nearly 57 feet long and weighing 41 tons, this floating tank laughs in the face of stormy seas. Designed to handle 60-foot waves and hurricane-force winds, it's basically Poseidon's worst nightmare. Its secret weapon? Twin Caterpillar diesels that push it to 25 knots while still giving it a 250 nautical mile range. In lifeboat terms, that's like running a marathon in a gale while carrying half your crew on your back. But here's what really makes it legendary: self-righting ability. Flip it upside down in a storm and it pops right back up like it's saying, "Nice try, ocean." Inside, the crew operates from a sealed wheelhouse packed with radar, chart plotters, and enough screens to make NASA jealous. For 25 years, the Severn has been the RNLI's unsinkable workhorse. It's rescued hundreds of lives, and looked cool doing it. In a world of aluminium and composites, the Severn remains pure steel-hearted heroism, built to go where everyone else turns back. If you're enjoying this, hit subscribe. The next lifeboats make even the Severn look tame. This beast is what happens when you tell American engineers, build something that can punch a storm in the face. The 47-foot motor lifeboat is the US Coast Guard's legendary Surf Warrior, built to survive 20-foot breaking waves and winds that could peel paint off steel. If a hurricane had a boss level, this would be the Coast Guard's weapon of choice. Powered by twin Detroit diesel engines pushing over 870 horsepower, it's self-righting, self-bailing, and probably self-confident too. Flip it over in a storm and it comes back up right in under 10 seconds, faster than most people can find their car keys. Its heavy aluminium hull isn't just strong, it's sculpted to cut through chaos like a hot knife through seawater. Crews call it 47 MLB, with the kind of respect usually reserved for superheroes. It's not glamorous, but when the world's ending and a ship's going down, this is the first boat you'll see charging into the madness. Lights blazing, fearless, and ready to pull off miracles. If the Severn is muscle, the Tamar is brains. This 54-foot lifeboat looks like something James Bond might use if he ever joined the RNLI. Its glass fiber hull, futuristic dashboard, and computer-controlled systems made it a massive leap forward when it launched in 2006. At 25 knots, it can race through chaos with the precision of a jet fighter on water. Inside, everything revolves around crew safety. Every control, throttle, radar, comms can be managed from one central seat, called the survivor's seat. It's like a video game cockpit, except every mission is real, and the stakes are life and death. The Tamar systems even record every wave, wind gust, and command, so every rescue becomes a masterclass in seamanship. And yes, it's self-righting too, because the ocean doesn't play fair. The Tamar isn't just a boat, it's a floating survival machine, smart, sleek, and always ready to make the worst day of your life a story you'll live to tell. Named after the River Shannon, but born for open sea chaos, this is the RNLI's first jet-powered all-weather lifeboat. Forget propellers, the Shannon uses twin water jets that let it glide over shallow sandbanks, spin 360 degrees on command, and stop faster than your coffee order at a drive-thru. Compact at 45 feet, it's built entirely of composite materials. making it both lighter and tougher than its older siblings. With a top speed of 25 knots, it's faster than most fishing boats trying to beat a storm, and unlike them, it doesn't flinch when the waves start roaring. But the Shannon isn't just about speed. It's the first lifeboat the RNLI designed entirely in-house, a labour of love from engineers who knew the British coast better than Google Maps. Every contour is shaped for survival, every bolt placed for a reason. When you see one tear through whitecaps, it's hard not to feel proud, because the Shannon isn't just a machine. It's proof that even in the age of drones and satellites, heroes still come in orange. Think of this as the Coast Guard's Speed Demon, a next-generation rescue craft that trades old-school toughness for modern agility. Built by Marinette Marine and Kvitchak, the 45 RBM is what happens when military engineering meets NASCAR energy. It's self-righting, jet-powered, and capable of hitting 42.5 knots. Yes, that's nearly 50 miles per hour on water while bouncing through swells taller than pickup trucks. The hull's made from aluminium, and the cabin is shock-mounted to protect the crew when Mother Nature decides to throw punches. The controls are fully digital, the sensors are military-grade, and the air conditioning, well, that's the part no one brags about, but secretly loves. You'll find these sleek machines patrolling coasts, chasing smugglers, or rescuing fishermen who thought weather forecasts were optional. The RBM proves rescue boats don't have to be slow or clunky. They can be fast, furious, and still built to save lives when the ocean starts breaking rules. Now we shrink things down, but don't be fooled. The 29-foot RBS-2 is the pocket rocket of the Coast Guard fleet. Designed and built by Metal Shark in Louisiana, this small but mighty vessel is all about speed, control, and reliability in tight coastal waters. With twin 225 horsepower Hondas on the transom, it hits around 45 knots, and it's as nimble as a jet ski with a badge. The cabin is ballistic protected, because yes, sometimes rescues involve bullets, and the crew seats are shock mitigating, which is fancy talk for you won't break your spine hitting 5-foot chop. These boats respond to everything: distress calls, harbor patrols, search and rescue, even hurricane aftermaths. They're the everyday workhorses that never get headlines, but handle the dirty, dangerous, essential stuff. It's the Coast Guard's Swiss Army knife, small enough to launch anywhere, tough enough to keep going when the weather says go home. The RBS-2 might not be the biggest hero, but it's definitely the one always on duty. If you think the Coast Guard's boats are wild, wait till you see what Europe's rescuers bring to the fight. Hit subscribe and keep watching. If you think Canada is all maple syrup and politeness, meet the Cape-class lifeboat, proof that even Canadians build machines that don't say sorry to storms. Modeled after the US 47-foot MLB, this 47-foot steel legend is built to tackle Atlantic tempests, Pacific typhoons, and the kind of ice-cold hell only northern rescues face. Each one packs twin Detroit diesel engines, cranking out around 870 horsepower, giving it a top speed near 25 knots and a range of 200 nautical miles. It's fully self-righting, and the aluminium hull laughs at freezing spray and floating debris. The interior? Tight, heated, and armored with more redundancy than a NASA shuttle. Radar, FLIR, VHF, GPS, and backup systems for every one of them. The Cape-class has saved thousands of lives across Canada's wild coastlines. It's the unsung sibling in the North American lifeboat family, less flashy than its US cousin, but every bit as tough. If the Great White North had a superhero, it'd wear red and answer distress calls at 3 a.m. Now for the big one, the Hermann Marauder, Germany's pride and the largest dedicated rescue cruiser in the world. At 46 meters long, this isn't a lifeboat, it's a floating fortress designed for the brutal North Sea, where the waves don't just crash, they attack. Built by Phasma Shipyard and launched in 2003, the Marauder houses twin diesel engines pushing it to 25 knots, plus a launchable daughter craft, a smaller self-righting rescue boat tucked neatly into the stern like a secret weapon. Inside, it's pure efficiency, a full hospital bay, crew quarters for long missions, and a command center that could rival a small Navy vessel. The DGZRS, German Maritime Search and Rescue Service, runs it like a well-oiled machine. When tankers are in trouble or fishing trawlers capsize, this giant charges straight into the storm. The ocean might be the battlefield, but the Marauder is always the last one standing. Not every German rescue boat needs to be a giant. The 28-meter SAR cruiser is the perfect middleweight. It's smaller than the Marauder, but just as fierce. Designed for speed, self-righting ability, and unflinching reliability, it's the workhorse of Germany's coastal fleet. Equipped with twin MTU diesels producing up to 2,000 horsepower combined, it reaches 25 knots even in punishing weather. Like its big brother, it carries a launchable daughter craft, basically a mini lifeboat inside a lifeboat. The entire ship is designed to self-right if capsized, and its hull form is optimized for insane stability in beam seas. DGZRS crews treat these cruisers like family, maintaining them with the precision of German engineering and the heart of lifelong mariners. They've pulled survivors from icy waters, extinguished fires at sea, and even towed vessels triple their size. In short, if the North Sea starts acting up, this is the boat you want between you and the next 10-meter wall of water. When the Dutch do rescue boats, they don't mess around. The NH1816, developed with Damen Shipyards, is the crown jewel of the KNRM. Royal Netherlands Sea Rescue Institution. At 19.5 meters, this sleek orange bullet is self-righting, near unsinkable, and fast enough to make a storm look slow. Powered by twin MTU diesels and water jets, it hits about 30 knots even in rough seas, slicing through waves that would make most boats beg for mercy. Every part of it was designed for crew comfort and survivor safety: shock-absorbing seats, heated cabin, and a noise level so low you could hear the weather forecast. The NH1816 is also a testbed for future SAR design, lightweight composite hull, digital control systems, and energy-efficient power management. It's basically a Tesla if Tesla built something that could take on 30-foot swells, and just like its pilots, it doesn't stop until everyone's home safe. Now let's head to the land of fjords and fury, Norway, where the sea has no mercy and the lifeboats have no chill. The Idar Ulstein is part of Redningsselskapets next-gen fleet, a 22-meter, water-jet-driven rescue vessel that can hit 40 knots while shrugging off freezing spray. Built by Ulstein Group and named after their late founder, this craft blends cutting-edge shipbuilding with Viking-level toughness. The hull design eats through waves, while joystick controls and dynamic positioning make maneuvering look like ballet, if ballet involved 12 tons of aluminium. Inside, the Idar Ulstein carries medical equipment, fire suppression gear, and a small crew ready to operate 24/7 in the Arctic's worst moods. In Norway, where storms move faster than gossip, this boat isn't just a rescue machine, it's a promise that no one gets left behind, no matter how bad it gets. Forget everything you know about lifeboats. This one drops off oil rigs. The Viking Norsafe GES-45 is a free-fall lifeboat designed for the nightmare scenario: explosion, fire, or total platform evacuation. When the alarm blares, this capsule of survival literally launches off the rig at 30 meters per second into open water. The impact feels like hitting concrete, but the boat's hull, made of reinforced composite, absorbs it like a champ. Inside, up to 60 terrified souls strap into harnesses, facing backward, braced for the plunge. And here's the kicker: it's self-righting, fire-protected, and designed to run even if engulfed in burning oil. The GES-45 isn't glamorous, it's pure survival engineering. Everything from the air supply to the thermal shielding screams worst-case scenario ready. It's not a rescue boat in the traditional sense, it's an escape pod for real life, and in the violent world of offshore drilling. That makes it one of the most important lifeboats ever built. Now we shift from free fall to full throttle. The Magnum 750 Mark II from Viking Norsafe is what happens when a lifeboat decides it wants to be a speedboat. At 7.5 meters long and packing up to 225 horsepower, this fast rescue craft leaps across waves like it's late for an action movie shoot. Built from glass-reinforced composite and often equipped with a water jet, it's small enough to launch from ships or offshore platforms, but tough enough to sprint through chaos. Crews use it to beach survivors in record time, even in 6-foot chop and sideways rain. It's self-bailing, nearly unsinkable, and agile enough to dance between debris fields that would shred slower boats. The Magnum 750 might not look imposing beside giants like the Seven or Marweda, but it's the first one off the line when someone's in the water. Compact, furious, and fast. It's the lifeboat that drinks energy drinks. If Viking builds for survival, Palfinger builds for precision. Their FRB series, compact aluminium or GRP rockets ranging from 6 to 8.5 meters, are the Swiss watches of rescue boats. Engineered, efficient, and annoyingly reliable, they're used by navies, coast guards, and offshore rigs around the world. Each can carry up to 15 people and blast through waves at over 35 knots, powered by outboards or jets. Palfinger's claim to fame is customization. Every customer gets exactly the setup they need: thermal cameras, stretchers, firefighting gear, even remote launch cradles for rigs in 40-knot winds. The company calls them Rescue in a Box. We call them the rescue world's multi-tool, sleek, fast, and built to work while the sea is trying to destroy everything else. And we end with something straight out of Finland, where boats are designed like tanks because, well, the Baltic doesn't play nice. The Watercat 1000 by Marine Alutech is both a fast patrol craft and a rescue boat, depending on who's driving and how bad the weather's getting. At around 10 meters long with twin diesels and water jets, it hits 40 knots and still feels glued to the surface. The aluminium hull is welded like a fortress, and the cabin can be sealed against Arctic wind, smoke, or chemical spill. It's used by militaries and rescue agencies that need one boat to do everything: evacuate, chase, tow, or save. It's not glamorous, it's not delicate, but when the radar turns red and the waves start foaming, the Watercat doesn't flinch. It just lowers its nose, punches the throttle, and reminds the sea who's in charge. Every storm ends, but these lifeboats make sure everyone sees that ending. From Britain's steel legends to America's surf fighters and Norway's high-speed jets, they prove one thing: courage can be engineered. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world's toughest rescue boats, hit subscribe, drop a like, and tell us, which lifeboat would you trust when the sea turns savage?